last weekend in the Dominican Republic. She ran the quickest 400 in the world yet this year. Yes, it's early, but she's in good form. Then we've got Nikisha Price, the first Jamaican ever to run under 49 seconds. And again, a pretty decent 200-meter runner, but this is not her main event. Same for Alexis Holmes. Her top 9 times out of her top 10 were all set in 2024. So an improving athlete. 25-year-old, as I said, come over after the World Indoor Championships in China. Well, Paulino, who moved to the 400, I guess probably in around about 2020, and has dominated that event, certainly last year. Talitha Diggs in lane 2. And then Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica. Fresh from a new indoor 400 personal best. Lane 1 maybe tough in this 200 then. Hansen, what we're looking for here?
Well, Paulino needs to at least come out of here with at least 5 points, because obviously to win, you get a little boost with the 12 points to win the deuce. Gabby and Dina are really going to be battling for that, and I think that they know that they're going to have a good chance at that 100K if they jump out in front with the points in this early race. Spoke to Dina like yesterday, and Dina actually said that she's really focused on that 4. Very confident about her too. So that 400 is going to be something special when she gets out there.
Dina Asher-Smith in lane 8. Gabby Thomas, Olympic champion, in 7. Safely away first time. Asher-Smith got out pretty good. Natson just got left a little bit. You'd expect that by the 2 sprinters on the outside. But it's Gabby Thomas around the top end who's just got half a metre on Dina Asher-Smith. And Thomas normally starts to go away from this point. Natson running well in 3rd at the moment. And then there's a battle with Paulino charging down the last 30-40. But it's going to be Gabby Thomas. Asher-Smith might just hang on here. It's Gabby Thomas, but Paulino with a real surge, taking 2nd place. And that will be really, really significant. We expected Gabby Thomas to come away with a win, 22.62 in these conditions. That's pretty swift, that's pretty good. But Paulino, that is significant. You get 12 points for winning, you get 8 points for 2nd. But when we cast this forward to the 400 tomorrow and the possible result there, let's say the possible result, that is significant for Paulino.
Nah, it's absolutely significant, because she's obviously going to do her thing in the 4. For her to come 2nd, I didn't expect that, man. Gabby getting 1st place obviously makes sense. She's an Olympic champion, but for Paulino to come out of there with those extra points, she's going to end up having a good chance at that 100K.
Dina always runs a pretty good turn, transition at the home straight here. Gabby Thomas just moved away, just got that gap, and it looked as though Dina was rallying again here.
You know what? Gabby ran a much better turn than I expected. She's tall. You don't expect the taller sprinters to have such a good turn, but she's efficient. And once she gets on the straightaway and lets those limbs go, I mean, she's really, really hard to beat. I expected it to be a lot tighter with her, Dina. And that wasn't the case, but Paulino coming 2nd in that race, I think, is the big story.
Well, and so much hype has been on Gabby Thomas since the Olympics, and then since she announced early on that she was going to be running this series of Grand Slams. So look at that huge smile. She must feel really good breaking the tape.
You know what?
Check the result there, 22.62, as I mentioned, 22.93. It's the season's best because she hasn't raced yet for Paulino. But
the opening chapter of the Grand Slam track series lit up Kingston, Jamaica, with an explosive display as Olympic champion Gabby Thomas reasserted her supremacy in the women's 200 meters. Drawn in lane 7, the American sprint star stormed through the curve and powered home in 22.62 seconds, a dominant season debut that firmly signals her intent in the chase for the series' $100,000 grand prize. The field she conquered was nothing short of elite. On her outside, in lane 8, stood Great Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, the 2019 world title holder. Though her performances in recent years have not reached the heights of her golden period, Asher-Smith remains a formidable name in both sprint distances and still owns the British records for the 100m and 200m. Adding further intrigue was Bahrain's Solwa Eid Nazer, the 400-meter world champion of 2019, who arrived in Kingston off the back of a blazing 400m in the Dominican Republic just days earlier. Her presence shifted expectations, bringing an unusual level of depth to a 200m contest. But the biggest revelation of the night came from Dominican Republic's Marilady Paulino. Better known as a 400m powerhouse, Paulino showed dazzling versatility by storming into second place, clocking 22.93 seconds, her fastest time of the season. The performance not only earned her valuable series points, but also reinforced her growing reputation as one of the most adaptable athletes on the circuit. Asher Smith had to settle for third in 22.96, just ahead of Nazar's 22.99, who narrowly missed the podium despite her strong form. The remainder of the lineup featured American Alexis Holmes, 23.33, Jamaica's Stacey Williams, 23.35, American Diggs, 23.30, and Nika Shaw Price of Jamaica, 23.75, filling positions 5 through 8. From the gun, Thomas looked composed yet ruthless. Her execution on the bend was sharp and fluid, an area where taller sprinters often struggle. By midway, she had carved a clear lead. Asher Smith attempted a push down the home straight, but Thomas's relentless pace shut the door. In the final meters, Paulino surged past the Brit with perfect timing, sealing her runner-up spot to the delight of fans. For the overall Grand Slam standings, the implications are significant. Thomas collects 12 points with her win, while Paulino's 8 points from second place could prove critical as she turns her attention back to her specialist 400m. Known for her explosive closing strength, she demonstrated that her late race drive can be equally lethal over half the distance. Noticeably absent was Jamaica's Shericka Jackson, the reigning world champion in the 200m and one of Thomas's fiercest rivals. Jackson chose instead to compete at the Miramar Invitational in the U.S., leaving the home crowd without their top sprinter. The Jamaican contingent of Williams and Price could only manage 7th and 8th, denying local supporters the podium finish they craved. Yet even without Jackson, the Kingston atmosphere was electric. Fans witnessed an Olympic champion in peak condition and a race stacked with global talent. With more clashes looming and a prize on the line, the Grand Slam Track Series promises a season overflowing with drama and world-class performances.